Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Hub back in the video today, and today we're going to be going over a Houston Rockets trade deadline guide. We're going to be going over Houston Rockets, everything you need to know going into the trade deadline, which is less than 3 weeks away. We're going to go over what the team needs are. We're going to go over players on the roster that are available, players on the roster that are untouchable, and also then we are going to go over players that the Houston Rockets very well could go after throughout the trade deadline. Trade deadline is on February 8th. You still have seen a couple moves made. 3 or 4 trades have happened, and we still have 3 weeks until the trade deadline is, officially over. And so it's going to be interesting. The Rockets have assets to move away and potentially to improve the team. They're expected to make some moves. And the past couple years throughout the trade deadline, it's not been great for the Rockets. We've made moves, but it's a different time this year. It's been the last couple years. It's been sell, and now it's going to be buy. Because look at last year what we did at the trade deadline. We traded it. We did a useless trade. We traded away Garrison Matthews and Bruno Fernando to the Hawks, and we received Justin Holiday, who was cut, and Frank Kaminsky, who didn't play at all. It was just a meaningless trade. Garrison Matthews has now played a decent role with the Atlanta Hawks. Then we traded away Eric Gordon to the Clippers in a 3-team trade where Luke Kennard was sent to the Grizzlies, and we received John Wall and Danny Green. Danny Green was bought out. John Wall was waived. Rockets got a first-round pick swap in that deal. So it was just a bunch of selling at that trade deadline. And same thing happened the deadline before that and the deadline before that as well. Just the Rockets selling at the trade deadline. But this time it's different. The Rockets will be buyers this trade deadline. They're going to be looking for a shooting guard and a big man to help with rebounding. Team needs, we need a shooting guard. No matter if we continue to trust on Jalen Green, we still need a reluctant shooting guard that when Jalen struggles, it's a good shooting guard. We have a good shooting guard to rely on when Jalen goes through his struggling moments. And when Jalen is playing his best basketball, we don't really have a backup shooting guard. And we need a big man. Sengun has been great this year. He's our best player for sure. But we need some rebounding help, and we need another big man, a backup big man to help with rebounding. I love Jeff Green, but he's not. He's been great offensively for us, but we need we need a little bit of more of a center to come off the bench for the Rockets. Obviously, whoever the Rockets would bring in would come off the bench. There are a lot of candidates so far. We're going to go over those potential candidates for the Rockets to bring in. So we need help with rebounding and getting in a big man, which is the same thing there. You need to bring in a shooting guard, and to add some 3-point shooting help would be great too. Here are the players that are available. I'm going to go over some players that are available. I'm going to make some predictions of whether I think these players are dealt or not. Victor Oladipo, he'll definitely be traded. He's available. So let's go over the players that are available real quick, and then I'll go over whether I think they get moved or not. Victor Oladipo, Jock Landale, Jae'Sean Tate, Jeff Green, Aaron Holiday, Reggie Bullock Jr., and I added Jalen Green on the list, but I think Jalen Green, it is only if the right deal comes up. If the Rockets get offered some first-round picks that they can't turn down, or if they're offered an all-star caliber player. Like if they're offered like Zach LaVine and Andre Drummond, and we have to give up like Jalen and let's say we have to give up Jalen, Jock Landale, and Jae'Sean Tate, and maybe a first-round pick, and we can get Andre Drummond and Zach LaVine. I'd take that deal without a hesitation, because it solves our shooting guard and center problem. That's the type of trade I'm thinking of. I don't think the Bulls would do that trade. I think they may consider it, but ultimately I think the Rockets probably keep Jalen Green. I think the perfect deal has to pop up for Jalen Green to get moved. But I put Jalen in there as a maybe. But going over the realistic players. Victor Oladipo, he will 100% get traded. I'm 110% he'll get traded. Jock Landale, he will 100% get traded. I am pretty sure Jae'Sean Tate gets traded. Jeff Green, I'm a little iffy on it. I think he stays put. Aaron Holiday, I think it depends on who we add in. Because if we add it, I think it depends on who is brought in. Because if someone's brought in, Holiday's role might go down. Rockets might trade him away to do him better and maybe to get some value off of him since he is only on a 1 year deal. I really think Holiday most likely in the perfect scenario where the Rockets do the best at the trade deadline, make the right moves. Holiday probably gets moved, but I don't see the Rockets getting a lot for him. Sure, he's showed some good moments this season. He's had his moments, but I don't think the Rockets will. Unfortunately, I don't think they'll get a lot for him. Reggie Bullock Jr. I think he might get traded, but if he gets traded, he's just a salary filler. I don't know if he'll get traded or not. That's one I'm a little iffy on. But I'm for sure on Jock Landale and Victor Oladipo. I'm pretty sure on Jae'Sean Tate. I'm up in the air about Jeff Green. I think he most likely stays. I think he brings a really good veteran leadership. Even if his minutes go down a lot, he still brings a really good vet leadership to this team. Aaron Holiday most likely in the perfect world gets traded. And Reggie Bullock Jr., I would say it's a better chance he gets traded than him not getting traded, but I don't really know about him. And Jalen Green, I think he stays put. And then, all right, players that we'll be interested in. A lot of these players are players that it's already been reported the Rockets already have interest in. Alec Burks has been a guy who the Rockets have had interest in for a while now, and I think that's going to be someone the Rockets continue to have interest in and try to make a push for. That solves your shooting guard problem, and he's a great 3-point shooter, and I think he'd be a great addition for the Rockets. Another Detroit Piston who definitely could be added into Alec Burks' trade, Bojan Bogdanovic. Rockets would have to give up a lot to acquire these two guys, but these are two guys that have popped up for the Rockets. I keep saying the Astros throughout the last couple days or weeks. Then a guy who was just recently brought up about the Rockets having interest in him. This is a center for the Hornets. This is one of my favorite guys to potentially bring in as to be a backup center and bring in a rebound guy, and that's Nick Richards. Also, Harrison Barnes has been a guy a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, was reported the Rockets have interest in. How about a potential reunion? Was on some Rockets article that the Rockets could target Clint Capella and A.J. Griffin in a potential trade as a package deal. We'll see about that. Daniel Gafford from the Wizards, their starting center, has been someone the Rockets might have interest in. Andre Drummond has been someone the Rockets might have interest in. And then just reported the other day, that the Rockets for sure have interest in is former Houston Cougar Quentin Grimes. If we're going to acquire that backup center, I would either go to Andre Drummond or Nick Richards to trade. I wouldn't lean towards Clint Capella or Daniel Gafford. I know those are your better options, but those are going to be the guys. Those are going to be the two guys that are more expensive on the list because they're the better centers out of the two. Although Richards and Drummond, I think you're looking at those two guys as being the better rebounders. I think you're getting more offensively from Gafford and Capella than you could be getting from Nick Richards and Andre Drummond, but I think really we just need some rebounding, and I think Drummond or Richards would be a great addition, and I think Capella or Griffin could be quite expensive, maybe not. Gafford might be the same too, but I really would like Nick Richards. I think he'd be cheap. With having Şengün, we wouldn't really need a lot of minutes used to. I mean, just maybe probably 15 to 20 minutes use that one player whoever's acquired. I really like the idea of bringing in Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic in a package deal with the Pistons because Pistons are a team that they're tanking. So whatever they're giving up, if it was a different team, it's gonna be a lot cheaper than going to another team. Because of it's they're 4-36, so I really think those are two guys that I'd really like to add in. Those are two good 3-point shooters. Those are two guys that can really help out the team. So those are another two guys I'd really like the Rockets to potentially add in. So my main targets, if I'm the Rockets, I'm targeting Alec Burks and Bojan Bogdanovic, and I'm targeting Nick Richards and Andre Drummond going into the trade deadline. Maybe Clint Capella as well. Let me know your thoughts on the trade deadline for the Rockets. Let me know what you think the Rockets should do, and peace out. Go Rockets.